Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to Ebony Championship Wrestling, where we hit the mat running with all things WWE. We dive into the biggest moments, the hottest rivalries, and we give the boldest predictions in pro wrestling. Jade returns to avenge the one who attacked her. Randy Orton returns to take care of Kevin Owens. And John Cena, the hero, lives long enough to see himself become the villain. Two of the boys are here. Wrestling is cool, and this is ECW Show. Let's get it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, wrestling fans across the globe. This is Ebony Championship Wrestling. Please welcome to your screen our resident tribal chief, Griff, aka Griff Nation.
So ECW fans, your boy Griff Nation is always here, back in live, but ready to chop it up with my bro. We kind of one down short, but we're going to keep the show and the train moving on this week.
You can find Griff on Instagram at GriffNation84 and on X at CGriff84. I am your host, the Jackie Miles. It's always good to be on the screen with you, my boy. Yes, we are indeed one man down. Coach is handling some business tonight, so it is just you and I, Griff, on this here night. We couldn't let the week go by without having a discussion because wrestling has turned it up a notch. We are officially 45 days or less away from WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Elimination Chamber has come and gone, and boy, did it give us everything that we needed. Let's go, man. Thumbs up, thumbs down on the Elimination Chamber. Griff, what you think? Give you a quick review.
Hey, both thumbs up, man. I'm still contemplating if this thing was better than the Rumble. You know, I was just there a few weeks ago live in that when I'm watching this one with the Toronto crowd, man, and all the different unpredictable surprises and things that came up, man. It was definitely a great show, man. So, man, if I had more thumbs on my hand, I'll give them all up. So, thumbs up. Great job, man. Great show.
Indeed, bro. Indeed. You know, I've been contemplating the last couple of weeks, how can WWE kind of step it up and like surprise us a little bit more? And man, did they ever, bro? The biggest surprise of all surprises is John Cena turns heel and sells his soul to The Rock. I know we got a lineup of conversations that we're going to have tonight, but let's just jump right into it, brother. What are your thoughts here on John Cena selling his soul, and did you see this coming?
No, I did not see this coming at all. I literally was watching this with my mother, and it was so funny because it was kind of like we both knew something had to happen. I like, and Jackie, I tell you and Coach this all the time. Like a lot of times, man, when depending on the match cards and the lineup, you could tell like when something big and spectacular is going to happen. And I literally thought Cody and The Rock Saban was going to go forward before the main event, the Elimination Chamber match. Sure. And after it went last, I said something just don't seem right. I didn't know what it was. I didn't expect John Cena to do what he did, but I would tell you this, man. Me and my mother, both our mouths dropping, our eyes just like opened up. I mean, that just to watch that with her because she's so invested in the show now, man. But just to have that same feeling with her, and I was texting a few of my homies and my partners all week long. And I was telling them, I said, that's the first time I have ever had that feeling since WrestleMania 30 when we and Coach witnessed Undertaker lose to Brock Lesnar. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was shocking, and I know a lot of you guys, always joking with me saying, Griff always predicting, Griff always seeing it, but I liked it, that feeling Saturday night where it was unpredictable, where Griff didn't catch this one. I was really caught off guard and surprised like everybody else was, man. So I'm excited to see what's going to happen with this heel turn because like I put on my Instagram story, I said, hey, y'all been whining for a John Cena heel turn for the last 2 decades. Here it is. Don't just enjoy this ride, see what's going to happen next, man. But when John gave that look, I literally thought Cody was going to like do what John did, once they released. But John, like, nope, boom. I was like, oh.
Yeah, once he did the neck thing, it was like, oh shoot. Now we're headed in a whole different direction. Now I too thought something for sure was going to happen. I told y'all last week, like maybe Cody says no, and then that sends The Rock off the edge, right? But to see John Cena be the one go off the edge, to see John Cena turn and sell his soul after we've been clamoring for this for years. Now, like we get a full year of John Cena and going as ruthless as he wants to go as a heel, because there's no turning back from this. There's no he's not going to come back as a face anytime soon after this. So this is it. We're going to get balls to the wall all the way out, John Cena as a heel, and I'm excited for it, man. This is going to be something to see. So
yeah, and what's funny is that, and we all saw it right in front of our face when he had the press conference at the Royal Rumble. Like, he didn't take no questions. He said the key words: "This is best for business to me to get to WrestleMania, win my 17th championship, and I'm going to insert myself in there." Now it makes me think like, bro, did you insert yourself, or did The Rock, because he's the final boss, insert you in there? But all those gems was right there in front of us, but because it's John Cena, we were so used to him being good, we never thought like, this could be a possible heel turn coming to Elimination Chamber. So that was great.
yeah. You thought it was just like that John Cena determination, right? It's just he's never gonna give up that attitude that he has, right? That's what that press conference felt like to me, and it's just like, okay, that's just John Cena. He's pissed that he lost tonight. Now he's gonna try to find his way through, right? Never in a million years would I thought that the heel turn was coming. So. I'm excited, man. Well, let's see what he has. Like, right, we've been clamoring for this for years. Let's see what he's got as a heel. Let's see what you can bring.
Yeah.
So, all right. Before we dive deeper into this, I'm gonna take you to a new segment here, Griff. We're gonna do something called 3 count or kick out. All right. So here's how this goes. I'm gonna give you some questions or some statements, and you got to decide whether or not you want to take the pin, right? Take the 3 count and agree with the statement, or if you want to kick out, you want to disagree, and you want to, stand your ground and tell me why you reject it. All right. So no sitting on the fence. Okay. You got to make a choice one way or the other. Either you're gonna take the 3 count and you're gonna accept it, or you're gonna kick out and you're gonna stand your ground. All right.
Okay, so the kick out is a disagreement and the pinfall is the agreement.
Yes. So if you agree, take the pinfall, go ahead and take the L, right? Or if you disagree, stand your ground, fight back, kick out, right? You see what I'm saying? All right.
Perfect. All right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Here we go. The first statement is Randy Orton, Kevin Owens face off in a 2 out of 3 falls match at WrestleMania. You gonna take the pin on this one and agree with this, or do you kick out and disagree?
Repeat that one again. Sorry.
Yep. No, you good. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens face off at WrestleMania in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
Ooh. I'm gonna take a pinfall on this one.
Okay. All right. So you see a 2 out of 3 falls match could happen?
Could possibly happen. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, we got to get something out of that. That has to be a stipulation from those two that's going to, tear the house down. Obviously, Kevin Owens is hot right now, so we need something that's truly gonna steal the night. We
can't have just a generic 1-on-1 with those two going to WrestleMania, man. We need something like, especially on the Rampage Kevin been on with Cody at Rumble and Sammy just in a chamber, man. We need something that's gonna be just equivalent of not better going to Mania with Randy.
Exactly. We got to step the game up from there. Next statement, bro. Naomi confesses and tells the world that Bianca was the true culprit beyond the attack.
I like this one, but I'm going to do a kick out. I don't think Naomi's going to confess it. I think I do have a couple things how it's going to be revealed. I think it's going to be either a later revealing, or I think possibly Mommy could been in the building a bit around the same time, when she, especially when they was trying to tease the Liv, and Raquel probably did it, and maybe Mommy was probably backstage watching and stalking on Liv and Raquel to do attack as well too. I got to look and see if she was in the building that night, but maybe Mommy might have saw something in, because her and Bianca friends, she said something. I mean, kind of kept it on low, but I'm gonna go with a kick out, and I'm gonna think
Okay.
either Camera or somebody else gonna snitch out.
Okay. All right. The Judgment Day splits from Finn Balor, and they bring in a new member, and Dominic takes over the team.
I like that one. I had that thought in my mind. I'm definitely taking the pinfall for that one. Yes, sir.
Yeah, it looks like that's happening, man. Finn Balor, I don't know what his grudge is with the rest of the group, but he is not on board with everybody else. So I see him either leaving and going off on his own to do his own thing, and then fighting Dominic, but definitely seeing Dominic taking over the team.
Right.
All right, next one. Chelsea is having a better mid-card reign than Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, 100% pinfall. 100%.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were on NXT the other night. A couple nights ago. Yeah. We just watched that tonight, so I was trying to catch up on everything. But yeah. Chelsea's showing out, man, and that's what we thought she was going to do in the first place.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir.
Finn and Braun Breaker could steal the show at Mania.
It's just a tough one, man. It's a possibility they can. I'm gonna kick out on this one. It is a possibility. I'm gonna kick out all because I really think that Finn probably is going to beat Braun, and that's probably going to add more fuel and fusing to the whole Judgment Day situation before that split. But I'm gonna do a kick out with a Finn Balor surprise victory.
Okay, I'd be good with that. Last one. Logan Paul's Elimination Chamber raised his stock in WWE.
Kick out. His stock has already been risen. We all know what Logan is capable about. Logan is, he makes me believe all the time. Like everything he said, whether you like it, don't like it, or not. He's one thing with Logan. He backs everything up. He says he does, whether he lose in the ring or not. He backs everything up. He gonna come out. He gonna show out. He gonna get under your skin. He gonna talk his trash, and he keeps getting better and better in the ring. So I don't think it's gonna raise his stock. I think his stock continue to rise no matter what match he's in. So kick out.
I'm good with that. Yeah. Logan Paul, man, whether you like him or not, whether you are a fan of his in the ring or outside the ring, you got to admit that the guy is kind of good at this whole wrestling thing. So you got to give him his props there for sure. All right, man, let's go down to Elimination Chamber, man. The men's match. How did you feel about the men's match itself, not necessarily the heel turn?
The men's match was pretty good. There was a couple. I was quite surprised. I didn't think the last two was going to end up being CM Punk and Cena, which kind of makes sense. We got like the 2007, 2010 flashback with those two back in the day. Being the last ones in that ring. But I really thought it have came down to Cena and Seth. Being the last two in there, I ain't gonna lie, with all the surprises, the one surprise I really was expecting that didn't show up, and I'm not mad about it either, but I thought our Tribal Chief was going to return and possibly cause Seth against Cena, and Cena goes over in the match. But it was a great match. I'm just looking forward to see what they're going to do with the rest of the contestants going into Mania. Again, we're 6-7 weeks out versus 3 or 4 weeks like we normally would be. So it's plenty of time to like cook something up here, man. But I was very impressed. It was a good match. Again, unpredictable, and I think I chose Cena to go over and win, and pretty much so.
Yeah, the last three in the match, Seth, CM Punk, and John Cena, that was my favorite segment of the match because, Seth's hatred of CM Punk was getting in the way of him actually winning this match. And then at the end, actually cost, CM Punk whatever. But that was beautifully done. Just all the moves put
Mm-hmm.
together. The one-on-one spots with all three of them still in the ring together. The one-on-one spots were still phenomenal. And then just the way it ended with Seth Rollins telling Punk to die, actually
Yeah.
was my favorite part too. So
Yeah.
very well done. I thought. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, it makes sense because I think I had Logan Paul, the one to like either defeat or cause CM Punk anyway. But I just felt deep down, like especially with this being John Cena's, and we talked about it last week. You got to give it to him, right? And CM Punk is over this. I gotta get the WrestleMania, got to get the WrestleMania. So to add more heat and fuel to him, somebody had to come in there and take that moment or take that opportunity away from him, and it made sense. With it being Seth, I was looking for it to be Logan Paul, but Seth makes more sense in this situation, and that's what ended up happening. Then you get the final spot when he said "die," like die.
Yeah. And then you get them fighting all over Buffalo on Monday night. And you get Roman Reigns mentioned. Do you see the triple threat now? Because you were adamantly against it once before. So do you see the triple threat now?
Man. To me, I still don't see it. I don't want it 100% honestly. It's looking like it's heading that direction, but I don't want it all because I feel like Roman Reigns got to get this gorilla off his back, and by beating Seth Rollins 1-on-1, beating Seth Rollins in the triple threat to me not going to mean nothing.
Sure.
Versus just y'all two square off face to face in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need no cousin or extra sidekick in the ring, that for me to help beat you. I need just brother to brother, me and you, knock this out, man. But it's aiming that way, but I'm still standing on it and hoping there's still them 1-on-1.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand why you want the one-on-one, but I feel like it's not a storyline issue. I feel like it's a roster issue. There's so many people on the
Mm-hmm.
roster that you kind of got to tell a story that includes more people so that you can get everybody onto the card for Mania. And I feel like that's the only way to go without having another one-on-one match with CM Punk and whomever, right? I know you wanted Logan Paul, so now Logan Paul can be a part of a triple threat or a four-way or something like that elsewhere because you have so many people on the card. At some point, this card is going to be so big, we're going to have Friday night WrestleMania, Saturday night WrestleMania, Sunday night WrestleMania
Yes.
because it's getting to be too much, you know what I'm
LFG
saying?
and
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Evolve.
Think about that, right? Like all of those people have to go somewhere, right? Evolve people have to go somewhere on the roster.
Yeah.
LFG have to go somewhere on the roster, right? So at some point, there's going to be a bottleneck of talent where there's going to be too much talent for the roster, right? And I think that's why you have your
That's
releases.
true.
That's why you have your, not renewing your
Yes.
contracts. I don't necessarily agree with how they
Yes.
did Carmella with not like calling her back or whatever it was. But
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason for those releases and things like that. So I don't know if it's necessarily a storyline problem with Roman and them as much as it is a roster problem. So, but I understand your
Yeah.
frustrations with it. What
Yeah.
about the
Yeah.
women's? What about the women's money in the bank? Elimination Chamber. What about that match? How'd you feel about it?
Man, you know what? I want to stay here more than anything because I feel like this match told a lot of stories and there was a lot of small increment details like throughout the match. First and foremost, with the Jade coming out, I
Mm-hmm.
want to start there because, you know, normally times when someone comes out to the ring or interferes in a match, it's always before the bell rings. Like this here, like bell rings, match start. Okay, we finna get Naomi and Liv going. Then also the music hit. So like, and I'm looking. The first thing I'm looking at is I'm not looking at Liv, but I'm looking more at Naomi and Bianca because the
Yeah,
cameras literally was on them. So
all
I'm
three of
thinking
them.
like, if
Yeah.
this y'all girl, y'all supposed to be hyped. Like, and Naomi kind of like looked at Bianca like, huh? Like,
Yep.
what's she doing here? And I'm going back to SmackDown, how Naomi was like, Jay ain't responding to my text messages, but so for some reason, Bianca always had an update on Jay's health and condition, what's going on. So I'm like, oh, so she responded to Bianca, but not responding to Naomi. And then there was that one time I think I brought up too, where Naomi and I think Piper had an interaction or something, and one of them said something about Jade, and Naomi's like, oh, she's straight. And Naomi tweeted, I mean, not Naomi, Jay tweeted during the show, like, you sure about that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, that's what you call that long term storytelling. So when you like, why she go to Naomi? You know, you have to always remember them little details that happened like a few weeks ago that lays up to that. But I'm looking at Bianca and I'm looking like, if you watch Bianca was like taking her jacket off like she about to scrap. You know what I'm saying? And you know, and Jackie, I don't want to throw this on you real quick, but what was funny to me, not only was the look of the girl's fear, but I was like, wait, like Bailey, Naomi's your girl, not just on camera, but also off camera. And you was just sitting there like, you showed no kind of, you. At least Bianca was acting, giving Oscar performances, crying and weeping. You know, like Bianca was screaming like she saw a straight murder scene in her eyes, right?
Facts.
Bianca, Bailey didn't do any type of thing, like no emotion, no effort trying to get out, or Jay, stop, nothing. She just looked like, damn, girl.
That's too bad, right?
Like,
that's too bad in the moment. Yeah. No, like you could tell, like Liv's reaction, you could tell was like genuine. Like, I didn't do anything. Like, don't don't come over here. I did nothing, right? But I'm with you. You knew to look at Naomi, and you could hear Bianca in the background, but you knew to look at Naomi like, okay, what is she doing? What is her reaction? And she looked terrified, and that kind of gave it away. And, you know, at the same time, everybody was still on the edge of their seat, like, okay, who is she about to hit? Because it's Liv and Naomi right there. So, but beautiful storytelling. That, like you said, long-term storytelling, you know, constantly getting you thinking, like, well, who did it? Who actually did the thing? Who's gonna attack next, right? That's what we kind of waiting on. Like, is Bianca gonna be next? Is she getting attacked? Is Naomi getting attacked, right? All those things came to mind. So very well told. Yeah, very well told. Go ahead with the rest of the Elimination Chamber match.
But yeah, as far as a match, I think every contestant did a phenomenal job. I liked that Roxanne, her time in, and got the pinfall over Bailey. That was huge for her. But you know, I know I've been critical, you know, on Liv Morgan on this show for the last several weeks, you know what I'm saying? But she really stepped up and showed out in this match, man. And one of my favorite spots, and I see it's a lot of everybody's favorite spot, is when she grabbed Bianca ponytail, just kept whipping her off and back and forth off the cage, like, about 9 to 10 times, man. Like, that was like, okay, Liv, you stepped your game up, man. But I was really impressed with Liv. I'm glad she didn't win, and I don't mean that as no disrespectful way, because it didn't make sense for her to win. But in that case, she held her own and did a great job, you know, in that match. I was really impressed. And that's the Liv Morgan I've been talking about that I've just been needing. You know, I just needed that type of Liv when she was holding the title, but she wasn't given that, you know what I'm saying? But she showed out, and that's the Liv I'm talking about. Like, come in there and talk your trash, beat some ass, you know what I'm saying? And you know, do what you got to do. But unfortunately, it's the EST, and that's kind of tough to knock off.
Yeah, if Bianca's in the match, I'm not really rooting against her too often, if we being honest, because she is Bianca. But to your point, bro, Liv has had a year. Like, she's had a phenomenal year as winning the title, winning. No, she didn't win Queen of the Ring. Whatever that random title was over in Saudi Arabia, whatever it was, but she's had an amazing year, and for her to cap it off with that performance, she didn't necessarily win, but for that performance, she continues to rise her stock as well. So Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, man, what a brutal match. What were your thoughts on the unsanctioned match in Toronto?
I'm not gonna lie, man. It was like about 3 or 4 different scenarios. I thought Sammy was gonna pull it off. Like, I mean, like, hey, that one haluva kit, bro. Like, I thought he was gonna injure Kevin for real, because like he was behind Kevin with that haluva kit before Kevin even turned around. I was like, yo. And then just a barbed wire chair, man. You know, it was a great match. It could be a match of the night for anybody. All because them boys, they really like brothers. They're friends. You're doing that in Toronto. You're doing that in Canada. You're doing that at a legendary stadium, the Sky Dome, which is Rogers Stadium now, man. That's like everybody's dream that's from Canada to perform in that stadium, just like how it is to perform in Madison Square Garden here in the States.
Sure.
And they told a great story, man. But man, one thing that we have to also acknowledge too, man, is the freaking commentators, man, that like tells the stories along with they're not just what they're saying, but the emotions, the body languages, jumping up and down and slamming their stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just happy to see them be themselves and get
Sure.
more vested in these stories because without them, these matches and these stories that they're telling these matches won't be at a level for us to like if it weren't for the commentators too, man. So I think Michael Cole was a Wade Barrett and Pat McAfee. They really like turned up that match. All matches, they really turned up for that one and made that help them look good in that match.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Michael Cole looks like he's having so much more fun as of recent. I'm not saying anything drastic changed in the company that made him not have as much fun before, but but he's definitely having some fun now. And like you said, they bring the emotion to the match and make it all the more better. And they definitely did with that one. To watch those two perform and just know that their wrestling minds are giving you their everything in those matches, man. It's nice to see the art of wrestling in their matches, right? That one we've talked about cinema and we've talked about like the drama of the bloodline and all of that stuff. That's not cinema. That's two dudes that we know have a relationship, have whatever ties that they have to them, and they beating the hell out of each other. And it's fun to watch. That's all that is. That's all that one is.
100%.
So.
Yeah,
all right, man.
100%, man.
Let's end this night with a few lightning round questions, man. I'm not gonna let you get away without some lightning round questions. So
here we go.
Let's do this, man. I got a few for you. As always, let's put 3 minutes on the clock, and we'll go back and forth with someone as I ask you a few questions. Jey Uso gives a riveting promo backstage after Gunther leaves him lying in the ring after he helps Otis and Alpha Academy. I know he's always been a top star in your mind, but do you truly believe that he's a top star now based on that promo and based on the things they're doing with him lately?
Yeah, absolutely. I was watching some Bloodline footage with just him, how he was like when he was the heel of the bad guy, he was just like talking smack all the time. That's that Jey Uso that is starting to come back and relevate to this Yeet Jey Uso.
Sure.
And that's to me is the missing component. So once he gets that back, and we seen the start of that on Monday, once that comes back, I think we're going to get this real deal Jey Uso that we saw in the Bloodline years, just a couple years ago.
Yeah, he actually got me on board with that promo the other night, and I'm like, okay, Jay, you starting to do some top dog things. He's always been good in the ring to me, never a hater on that one. I just wanted him to win some matches, but now I'm like, okay, based on that promo, he's a top guy now. Is there a clear front runner for the WrestleMania main events after Elimination Chamber?
Repeat that one again.
Sure. Is there a clear front runner for WrestleMania main events? Do you have two matches that you know are going to be main events for Mania?
Jey and Gunther, night 1, Cody Cena for night 2. And depending on the women's championship, depending on how that story goes, that can also be a night 1 contender with Jey and Gunther.
How do you feel about the women's title match when it comes to the main events? You kind of got a toe in the IWC like I do, the internet wrestling community like I do. I don't too often engage, but I am seeing the things that are being said. How do you feel about the women's match not necessarily being given that main event night or main event match?
For me, I like it, and here's the reason why. It was unpredictable. A majority of the world went in knowing who probably was going to win, and it flipped. and you know how much of a fan I am of Io Sky. You know what I'm saying? So to have that victory fair and square, and I say it again, I alluded to it on the show. Io Sky, you know, like it's so good. It's almost like you almost hate to say she's very underrated because she's beaten top notch superstars fair and square,
Sure.
right? So when we talk about this Rhea situation, Rhea did this on her own and got distracted in 1, 2, 3, and that's the story of Io. And you know, going back to Liv, if Liv would do what Io do, that'd get a bit more credibility. You feel what I'm saying? But
Sure.
yeah, it was unpredictable, which was what's needed, and we're gonna see what goes from here.
Let me rephrase my question because I think you answered a different question that I have for you later because I did want to talk to you about Io Sky winning the main event. But I want to go back to the night 1 and night 2 main events of Mania. And you mentioned Cody and John, Gunther and Jay. But you're excluding the women's title from that, right? And so the internet wrestling community has been chopping it up about the women's title match needs to be one of those main events. How do you feel about, obviously you didn't include the women's in your prediction. How do you feel about the women's match not being given that main event card title, I guess you can say? You know what I mean? Like everybody wants everybody wants the women's match to be one of those main events. You didn't put them into that main event, and I'd love to know why. And I would love to know your feelings on everybody wanting that match to be the main event.
I think, Jackie, my feelings towards that is that, you know, let me just put this out here. To me, this is not saying like the men's match got a main event in WrestleMania. I think what it comes down to is what storyline between those championship matches between the men and the women has the most heat and is going to be the most marquee. And whoever has the most marquee that they feel is going to headline to be the last match. And right now, to me, for night 1, Jay and Gunther is most of the marquee. Not because I'm a Jay fan, it's because there's a lot of pressure on Jay that you got to get this big one done. And if you get this big one done, you're going to have the whole city and the whole world like rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? Far as the other one, it's a possibility because of the superstars that's in it. But when you talk about like marquee and you talking about like, you know, like who's going to be vested in it, I think that Jay and Gunther will have it over the women. That's not necessarily say. I just think the internet world sometimes like can get picky and like why they start creating different things like, oh, it's tension or they don't like women. That ain't the case. I think it's just more which one's going to have the most marquee attention to it. And I think Jay and Gunther have more marquee attention.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. It's about the story. It's not necessarily about who's in the match, but you know, it's about the story. And if you can tell a better story than the men, then you deserve the spot. I'm with you on that. Last question, and then we'll get on out of here, brother. Solo gave up his spot in the U.S. title tournament to Jacob Fatu. Do you see these two fighting at WrestleMania, or does the bloodline continue to get stronger during this time?
Ooh. Man, this is a great question. Because I see these two knocking heads, but again, it don't have to happen at WrestleMania either.
Sure.
But the way things is possibly looking, you know, this is going to be Solo's first, actually, you know, because the last couple times Solo was there to help Roman at WrestleMania, so this will be his first match, and also to be Jacob's first match. So I'm gonna go on a limb and say, yeah, this will be a one-on-one situation with them if they can put it together. In weeks' time, go ahead and make it happen. You know what I'm saying? This will be their first WrestleMania. I think, you know, they'll tear the roof down. I know they'll tear the roof down, those two.
Yeah, I agree with that one. I kind of want that match, right? Especially if it's told right. I mean, Solo, we haven't seen necessarily like really give us a long match in a while because he's been gone. But I would love to see these two lock horns, and I think it would be entertaining, especially if the story is told right. That's all I ask, is that we're telling the story the right way. So, but we'll continue this discussion, man, as the WrestleMania card starts to show itself true. We'll continue to discuss this, and of course, we'll welcome back Coach as he comes back. We'll even welcome back BDixx when he makes his grand return as well. So, Griff, go ahead and let the people know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, GriffNation84, and also on Twitter, formerly known as X, CGriff84.
You can follow me, Jackie Miles 42, on Instagram and on Twitter. You can follow us all on Instagram and Twitter at Ebony Championship Wrestling and Ebony Championship Rest. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you are notified every time that the boys are on your screen. We appreciate all the love and support, man, and we appreciate the family, the wrestling family that we've created here on the internet. We appreciate all of you. This is Ebony Championship Wrestling. Signing off, but Coach is not here, so I'll say it. We never tapping out. We'll see y'all next time. Y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all. Peace out.